Is your toddler's room an absolute chaotic disaster? Our toddler's room was just like that for months. She was not sleeping in here, so that was part of the reason why we let it get out of control. But honestly, it had turned into a catch-all and storage room that was not inviting and not a place that you would want to hang out and play. Occasionally, we would come in here and do some coloring or an art project, but it was really hard to find a nice spot to sit, and it was hard to find somewhere that we felt comfortable and that we wanted to be for quite some time. We might pop in and then we'd leave and do something else. But now, after decluttering this room, it has become the place that our whole family wants to spend time. If that sounds like you and a goal that you have for your toddler's space, please follow along and I will go over how we turned my toddler's room from this to this. So the first thing that we did was just go through and literally just get rid of all of the garbage. Trash, paper, markers that were dried out, anything that was just obviously garbage and something that we were not going to use again. I threw it away. That was number one, just get that out of here. The next thing that we decided to tackle was books. We had been storing a ton of books in this room, way more books than my 18-month-old was ever gonna look at in one sitting. So we decided to go through everything just book by book. We just went through every single book and I divided it into 3 categories. The first category was books that we knew we were never going to use again. They were not appropriate for my daughter's age. My son had outgrown them. I didn't think they were going to be of interest to my daughter later on because they were very specific to my son's interests. So these were books that we are just getting rid of. We're going to donate them and get them out of the house completely. The second category of books were books that might not be appropriate right now, but they could be in the future. And so we decided to put all of those books in a different box and we were going to put them in our basement, which we did. The third category of books are books that are appropriate for my daughter right now and that we think she would enjoy currently. Those books we put in her on her bookshelf, and we made sure that she can access them and that there aren't too many. There's probably about 20 books total that she can look at right now. We also took some of those books that were appropriate but that we didn't want in her room. We put them in the living room where she also plays sometimes. So those were the books. We pared it way, way, way down, and they literally only take up about one small area of her shelf. The next thing that we decided to declutter were her toys. This is a big one. Toys are a challenge. I think when I started buying toys for my daughter, I was thinking, all of these wonderful things that she was going to do, all of these experiences we were going to have together as she played with these toys. I spent a lot of money on like the Love Every kits when she was a little bit younger because I thought, this was the pinnacle of developmentally appropriate toys. Some of the things she just didn't care about, and that's okay. That's okay. I think the important thing is for us to get honest about what our kids actually like, what is actually age appropriate right now, and get ready to let go of the rest of them. So as hard as it was to let go of some of those expensive toys or some of the toys that she liked when she was very small, those were toys that were just taking up room and getting in the way. I decided for our family, it made the most sense to just put them all in a donate bin. I would love to have made some money back on selling them on Facebook Marketplace, but quite honestly, I just knew I wasn't going to have the time or the energy to list everything and go back and forth with people and check on the listings. It was just easier mentally for me to let go and just cut my losses and move on. And honestly, I have not regretted it since. This was done about a week or 2 ago, and I haven't thought about those toys again until now. When I was deciding which toys to keep, I really was focusing on two different categories. One was things that I knew my daughter was interested right this minute and that she would play with right away. And those are the toys that I have left on the shelves that she currently enjoys playing with. The other toys that we kept were ones that might be something she enjoys, but not something that she plays with all the time. So I put those in another bin that we are gonna rotate the toys out. So maybe she likes playing with her fruit that she can pretend to cut, and she loves that right now, but maybe in another week or so she'll get bored with it and we will rotate another toy in and put that one away for a little bit. I'm sure there are lots of people who have a lot to say about toy rotations and how often and how many toys and all that. I didn't really look that deep into it. I just know that the fewer toys we have on the shelves, the easier it is for her to play with the things she wants. The last category of toys were things that I might have jumped the gun on buying. So I have, for instance, a couple of puzzles that I bought for her, and for whatever reason, I thought that she would be able to do them, but they are just way too advanced for her right now. So those are toys that I know she'll like eventually, but they're just not right for right now. So those are toys I'm gonna put away and we will revisit them later. The last thing that I really looked to work on in my daughter's room was just miscellaneous stuff. We had my family's random socks in here. We had extra linens. We have stuff that we're storing for my mom for when she comes to visit. We just had a lot of extra things in this room that didn't live here. Like this is not their home. And so those were easy things to just take and get out and kind of sort through and put where they actually belong. And if they don't have an actual home here, then we have gotten rid of them, which is also freeing. So those are really the categories. I know the last category people are probably interested in is clothing. That's going to be a whole other topic because I think children's clothing, especially like toddler baby clothing, is kind of an emotional issue more so than just decluttering and getting it out. I know everyone has different things that are sort of triggering for them as far as what's emotionally difficult to get rid of. But for me, clothing is one of those things because it's such a snapshot of how small your kid was, and now you look at them and they're huge, and it's just really hard and sad to think about, oh, we'll never have a baby that small again, or this baby will never be that small again. So clothes will be a whole other topic, but for the meantime, what we've done with my daughter's clothes is we have some of her things hanging up in the closet, and then most of them are just in 2 drawers in her room. We have her tops in 1 drawer, so anything that goes on the top, and her bottom, so any leggings, pants, sweatpants, whatever, are in another drawer. Her pajamas and her socks are all in a drawer in our bedroom, which probably we should move over here, but that's again for another time. So that is it. That is the explanation of the declutter of my daughter's room. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope just seeing a video, even if you already know how to do it, seeing a video about it is sort of motivating for you to just do it. I know it can be difficult to do a whole room all in one go. This room probably realistically took me several hours. It took me like half a day, honestly. So if you have that time, I would recommend just doing it all in one big chunk if you can, but if you don't have that much time, like often I don't have that much time all in one go, pick just one category to focus on. Maybe it's your books in the kids' room, or maybe it's the toys. Just pick one category, focus on that, divide them into those 3 categories of keep, store, or get rid of, and you will be one step closer to having an enjoyable room that your whole family can spend time playing in. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you're joining me on this journey of tidying up my life, and I can't wait to hear about how you are tidying up your life this year. Let me know how it's going in the comments below. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.